Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline for Pixie Dust PhD, and this is the month 12 creator update. I've now officially been posting videos to YouTube for 1 year. It's pretty hard for me to believe, and honestly I am quite proud of myself for sticking with it. I did start reducing the amount of videos that I was posting a few months ago, but other than that, it has been relatively consistent. Getting through this first year without any major setbacks or having to take a long break, I definitely consider a win. In this monthly creator update video, we'll be doing a Q&A and then also, of course, going over the 1-year analytics. I'm presenting the analytics a little bit differently this time. Hopefully you all enjoy it. If you're interested in getting to know me a little better and my journey on YouTube, as well as seeing stats for the channel, stay tuned. For anyone new here, hey, I'm Jacqueline. On this channel, we mostly talk about Disney Vacation Club, Walt Disney World, and other Disney topics. But once a month, I do these monthly creator update videos where I basically talk about whatever I want, and then we go over the stats for the channel. If you want to support the channel, please remember to hit that thumbs up button to like the videos and consider subscribing to the channel. You can ring that bell icon for notifications whenever I post new videos. Considering the channel is 1 year old, I decided to switch things up a little bit for this monthly creator update and ask all of you if you had questions for me. I got some interesting questions from Marissa and then Tara or Tara. I apologize that I'm not sure how to say your name. And then I also got several anonymous emails. I know that these videos are not the overarching point of the channel. It's certainly not only Disney content, so I really appreciate you interacting with these videos. Okay, let's go through the Q&A. I broke it up into 3 sections, and the first is sort of personal. The question I get by far the most often is, do I actually have a PhD, and if so, what did I study? So yes, I do have a PhD. It is in bioengineering. Specifically, all of my years of research from undergrad through graduate school were on gene therapy. Another question I've received a lot of times is variations of, what's up with your hair? So I don't really ever have an overarching plan for my hair. It kind of just happens. I've been coloring my own hair since 2014. I've not yet settled on a single color. I pretty much try out different colors and I think they all look somewhere between like fine and good, but I don't actually like love a single color. While I normally don't have a plan, by that I mean I don't wake up and say, oh, I'm gonna start moving towards being blonde again. There is sort of a general trajectory for my hair. So my hair is naturally brown. From brown, I almost always move into red or like a dark strawberry blonde, some sort of bright orange color. From there, it usually moves into a dirty blonde and then a lighter blonde. Sometimes I go platinum blonde, but it's a lot of work and I damage my hair quite a lot doing that. Then I'll be blonde for a while and eventually I'll move into partial fashion colors, so maybe just the bottom of my hair or the bottom half, something like that, and then I'll usually move into full fashion colors. When I say fashion colors, I mean pink, blue, purple mostly. And then we hang out in fashion colors for a while and then who knows what's next. Sometimes I go back to blonde, sometimes I dye over it with a darker red color and get back to brown. So yeah, I never really have a plan for my hair. That's what's up with my hair. The last question that I would categorize as personal is how long have my partner and I been together, and we are coming up on 7 years now. The next several questions all deal with YouTube. One is, what other types of topics am I thinking of covering in the future? Honestly, I'm not that sure. There's definitely still some Disney Vacation Club topics to cover, and I do want to do some more math-intensive ones. I mentioned these when I was on the 12 Days of Dill is Diz Twitter Ohana podcast. I definitely want to sit down and do the math and show folks various ways you can calculate a break-even point for Disney Vacation Club. I also want to figure out how to do the math in Excel to show folks how much extra money you could be paying if you are financing your Disney Vacation Club purchase. And then there's some other Disney World topics I want to cover. The Disability Access Service program is one that I want to dig into. I just really don't know that much about it yet. I'll probably do a video covering some of the military specials that Disney World does. I definitely want to do a video with my partner where we talk about a dream Disney date. And I also kind of want to make my partner sit down and rank Disney Vacation Club home resorts with me, specifically for buying a home resort, not just for staying. I think that makes a big difference. I probably also will cover Hilton Head, Vero Beach, Grand Californian, and Aulani in a Fast Facts series. Selfishly, I started with the Disney World resorts because that's where I envision using my points for the most part. If there's a topic you want to see me cover, definitely leave me a comment. You can do that on this video, of course, but really on any of the videos. If something I say sparks inspiration and you're thinking, hey, Jacqueline should definitely cover this topic, let me know and I'll do my best. The research on some takes a lot longer than others. For example, Disability Access Service, I know basically nothing about. I'm starting from ground zero, and I don't want to put out videos with false information. So it can take me a while, especially since I'm only putting out 4 videos a month. But I do really appreciate your input and feedback. What's one thing you learned from YouTube this past year? Basically everything about video editing I learned in the last year. I'd never done this before, so that's been a fun challenge. I've also learned for the most part that viewers are really kind about the video quality. So a lot of the videos I put up, the quality is maybe not the best. And for the most part, I know that the visual is quite boring. I'm usually just sitting in front of a window in my apartment. I've been so pleased and honestly surprised that basically no one's called me out on the quality of the video itself. The viewers that I have, at least the ones who are commenting anyway, seem to be way more focused on the content, and I appreciate that so much. The last question here is, what's something that surprised you about YouTube? I touched on this a tiny bit in that last answer, but there's definitely more. There is some inherent randomness when your channel is small to YouTube that I do not understand and I find really surprising. I've essentially given up trying to understand the algorithm. But for example, I believe the Animal Kingdom Villas Fast Facts video has almost 400 views the day that I'm filming this, whereas a lot of them are under 100 views or maybe 120. Like, what is it about Animal Kingdom Villas that the algorithm likes? Similarly, I have 2 haul videos on the channel. One was that I got a Disney Dooney and Bourke for my birthday, and then more recently I posted the Christmas and Hanukkah gifts that my partner and I exchanged. The Dooney video did really well and still continues to do fairly well. This more recent haul for the holidays has done very poorly. In hindsight, I suppose perhaps the Dooney and Bourke aspect of my birthday haul video is what's bringing people to that video more than just wanting to see hauls. In general, I'm just always surprised because I never know what's going to do well or not. Videos that I think are great and explain a concept succinctly but fully sometimes completely flop. And then there's other random videos that seem to do very well. And the last section for the Q&A will be Disney-related questions. Do I have a favorite off-property place to stay? I haven't stayed off-property that much, but when we do, we always stay at the Hiltons in the Disney Springs area. There are 3 or 4 to choose from, I think. I really like the DoubleTree because you get a ton of space. I haven't tried any of the others because we are Hilton brand loyal. My partner and I have the Hilton highest tier credit card, and I think we pay $450 a year for it. So we definitely want to make use of Hilton's for that. Also, with that credit card in particular, you get $250 credit at the Hilton resorts. And 3 of the Hiltons down in the Disney Springs area count as resorts. At least as of 2019, when we went down and stayed off property, that $250 was applicable to just the general room charge. It didn't have to be for food or parking or extras. So that $250 alone is easily a free night or sometimes almost 2 full nights. But yeah, I like the Hiltons and I like staying there, but we just haven't tried anywhere else and we probably never will. Unless we get rid of this credit card anyway, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. Once the pandemic is more calmed down and we're traveling regularly again, having that diamond level status at Hilton is pretty awesome. What new attraction are you most excited for? At Disney specifically, it's Tron. I know that the Tron ride coming to Disney World is a copy of a ride that already exists. I think it's over in Shanghai. I'm not totally sure if I'm being honest. But look, I'm not making it out to Asia anytime soon, so I am really excited to get Tron in America. Outside of Disney, I haven't been on Hagrid's yet over at Universal, and I'm really excited about that. I also think that the new Velocicoaster looks sick. I really love roller coasters, like proper get your gut up to your throat roller coasters. That's the kind of ride that I like the most. I know that's not Disney. I'm not trying to insinuate that Disney should do more of those. I get it. But in terms of when I'm excited for new rides, it's usually coasters. What's your favorite beverage or place to grab a drink at Walt Disney World? I love the Nomad Lounge over at the Animal Kingdom. It's connected to Tiffin's, but if you're not going to be in that park, I also really love the Tambu Lounge in the Polynesian. We go there every trip. Last trip, I think we were there twice in the span of like 2 or 3 days. At the Tambu Lounge, I love the Lapu Lapu, which is the rum drink that comes in the pineapple. You can also get it not in the pineapple if you want. It is a little bit cheaper to get it not in the pineapple. They also have a drink called the Back Scratcher, which is rum and then guava passion juice, I think, and a little bit of whiskey, and it's super good. I love tiki drinks. At home, when it's not a global pandemic, my partner and I generally frequent tiki bars in the area. And so the ones at Disney aren't particularly special by any means, but they are really good, and I know it's a drink that I'll enjoy. What non-Disney attractions do you want to do in Orlando? I haven't thought about this a ton, honestly. The coasters over at SeaWorld look really cool, but I'm pretty conflicted about supporting SeaWorld in general, so I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Legoland looks super fun, but I doubt that we'll ever take a day to go there. And similarly, I think that the Space Center looks really cool. I'm definitely that kind of nerd, and so that may be something we do eventually. And like I said, I really love roller coasters, so does my partner, so we do try to hit up Universal as well. In our upcoming trip in the fall, which hopefully we will go on, we are planning several days at Universal at the beginning and then Disney World at the end. If you could only listen to one Disney movie soundtrack ever again, which would it be? This is very difficult, and I don't like this question very much at all. My gut instinct says Frozen. Those are the songs that I probably love the most. It is an incredibly short soundtrack though, which is a little bit disappointing. Yeah, that's the answer. I reserve the right to change my mind, but for today I would say Frozen. And finally, what does your dream day at Disney look like? Goodness, if it's my dream day and we're saying that money isn't a thing, definitely a VIP tour. Or even better than a VIP tour, there's like a World of Dreams tour. I'm not sure exactly what it's called because it's so out of my reach, I've not thought about it. It's like $12,000 a day for your first day and $10,000 for every subsequent day. And it's basically the VIP tour, but better, but on steroids. So I think that's the dream, is just to have my own private tour guide take me around and do all the things I want and surprise me with magical moments all the time. Also, my dream day would include a stay at a villa that I could never imagine normally booking. So basically any of the Grand Villas, but especially the Bay Lake Tower one, I think looks fantastic. I'm also super interested in those Copper Creek cabins, but I don't know if I'll ever stay there either. Thanks so much again for those super fun questions to everyone who submitted them. I would love to hear what your answers are in the comments down below. Especially to that awful question about if you could only listen to one Disney soundtrack ever again, which would you listen to? I think Marissa asked me that. Thanks a lot for the stress, Marissa. But if I have to go through that, you should too, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. Due to time constraints in my life, I am filming this on February 6th, so it's a bit early to be taking the month 12 analytics today. So we're going to pass it over to Future Jacqueline right now to talk about the month 12 and lifetime analytics.
Thanks, past Jacqueline. Current Jacqueline here, or as you refer to her, Future Jacqueline. It's been a few days, so now we can look at the month 12 analytics. I pulled these stats from January 11th through February 10th. In month 12, we got over 2,300 views, which is definitely an improvement compared to month 11 at around 1,800 views. Those 2,300 views came from around 1,300 unique viewers, again, definitely an improvement over last month's unique viewers, which was around 960. Watch hours was not significantly different, but definitely was an increase from last month. In month 12, we hit around 230 watch hours compared to about 200 last month. View duration in month 12 dipped a little bit, down to around 6 minutes. In month 11, this was over 6.5 minutes. This stat's a little nebulous to me. It's supposed to be a stand-in to tell you how long folks are actually watching your videos and therefore being engaged. In general, though, I'm willing to swallow my pride and admit that apparently this month's videos were probably less engaging than last month's. The average percentage view duration is a little bit less skewed, and you can see that this month it was 40% compared to last month was around 43%, so again, a little bit less engaging. In month 12, we got over 30,000 impressions compared to month 11, which was just under 25,000. Presumably, the increase in impressions was due to YouTube pushing my content more. And you can see here in month 12, we hit almost 30% of my impressions were coming from YouTube recommending my content. Last month, this was just under 25%. Having this stat be close to 30% is extremely exciting to me. This is 100% due to all of you. I love commenting back and forth with you and hearing your perspective. And I really do appreciate all those likes you drop on my videos. You can tell that those interactions are helping promote my videos in the YouTube algorithm. This is such a big deal stat to me because this is how my channel gets more exposure. Last month, more than any other month before, YouTube pushed my content to other folks on their home screen. Perhaps they were searching for general topics that I covered and I showed up in the first 10 videos. That's how I get new viewers, that's how the channel grows, and that's absolutely due to all of you interacting with me and promoting the videos, so thank you so very much. The watch time from those not subscribed in month 12 was around 70%, which really isn't that different from last month at around 69%. Ultimately, I would love to see this go down, meaning that the more people who are viewing my videos are actually subscribing, but I don't have a ton of control over that, so I try not to think about it too much. And finally, for month 12, we got 33 new subscribers, which is extremely similar to month 11. And just like with last month, I'm totally fine with this rate. Around 1 new subscriber a day seems great to me. Moving to other social media, over on Twitter, I had 656 followers and I am following 686 accounts. And then on Instagram, I have 148 followers and I'm following 243 accounts. I don't think I posted on Instagram at all this last month, so I'm actually really surprised that I didn't lose followers somehow. As per usual, I'm very bad at Instagram. Moving to lifetime analytics, overall on the channel, we now have over 11,000 views, which also means we broke 10,000 views this month. It's a completely arbitrary milestone, but it still brought me a lot of joy, so thank you to all of you for viewing my videos. Total watch hours now is also over 1,000 watch hours, which again, a completely arbitrary milestone, but it brings warmth to my heart, and thank you so much. Average view duration for lifetime is up to 5 minutes and 47 seconds. The past 6 or so months, there's been a steady but small increase in this, but I will take it. I'm going to consider this a win. The average percentage view duration did drop a little bit, down to around 44%. I would love to get this lifetime stat up to over 50%. Meaning in general, in any given video, folks are generally watching half of it at least. If you have any advice for me, please let me know in the comments down below, although I suppose that the people watching this are probably the folks who watch basically 100% of the videos I post. You probably aren't the best people to be asking for advice on this topic. But thanks for being so engaged, and you definitely help bring this stat up. We are approaching 150,000 impressions for the lifetime of the channel, and currently around 22.5% of those are from YouTube recommending my content. Watch time from those not subscribed to the channel lifetime is now at just under 67%. Again, I'd like to see this go down a little bit more, but it is what it is. And finally, we are now at 269 subscribers. If I'm lucky, maybe we'll break 300 before that month 13 creator update comes out. There absolutely were a few stats that were worse this month than last month. But overall, this was absolutely an amazing month and I'm so grateful to you. This is also the first time I'm presenting the analytics this way. If you have any suggestions for edits, definitely let me know. As always, I'm open to your suggestions. Ultimately, I want you to get some value out of these videos, so if you would rather see these stats presented in a different way, let me know. That covers the month 12 as well as lifetime stats for the channel. Thank you so much for sticking around for a full year. Whether you've been here for a long time or you just discovered the channel a few weeks ago, I am super appreciative of you. I'm still blown away that the channel is a year old. Looking at the stats charted like this and seeing the growth over time is a really special feeling. Many of you have contributed to this journey, so thank you so much. That's all I had this month for analytics. Back to you, past Jacqueline.
Thanks, Future Jacqueline. Hopefully those month 12 stats were great. I did peek a little bit today on February 6th, and it looks like it was another pretty good month. And as always, even if it wasn't the best month ever, I try not to fixate on the stats. That being said, all of you interacting with the videos on YouTube and sharing them in your networks with your friends, on social media, etc. really does help me out so much, and I do really genuinely appreciate it. It's hard to come across genuine on video like this, in my opinion, especially just because I am more of a formal, serious kind of person, but I hope that you believe me when I say it. No one does YouTube to get no views or to have no new subscribers. Like, there is some pride in it. But ultimately, the growth of the channel is not solely up to me. It definitely does rely partially, if not mostly, on all of you. So again, thank you so much. As always, I can't wait to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below your answers to those super fun questions you all submitted for me. Also, if you have any questions or feedback based on future Jacqueline's analytics presentation, I also want to hear that. Like I mentioned at the top of this video, I did present those stats in a different format this time. Did you like this format? Would you rather me go back to the old way? And if you want to chat on other social media, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PixieDustPhD. I'm still kind of in shock that the channel's 1 year old now, and the next time I do one of these monthly creator update videos, we will be into the 2nd year of the channel. Thanks so much for coming along for the ride. I hope the rest of your day is truly magical, and we'll see you real soon at PixieDustPhD.